Hey, what's going on, Guardians? My name is the Black Link, and the other day I made a video talking about how Ager's Scepter with the Catalyst just turned you into a PvE ad control monster. I was showing how it can shut down a lot of the more annoying champions in the game, and I was just talking a bit about how much I'm enjoying the Ager's Scepter and some of the stasis builds. Well, then Bungie did a thing. They updated the game, they dropped a quick hotfix that unlocked this. Elemental Shards on the Wayfinder's Compass. If you are trying to make an Ager's Scepter stasis based build, this is a mod you absolutely need. Seriously, it is a game changer, and it's basically taken over my stasis build. So we're going to really quickly go over some of the changes I've made with what I'm playing with now in terms of an Ager's Scepter stasis build. Again, this is nowhere near optimized, but this is what's been basically carrying me as I've been farming lost sectors now. I cannot wait for Grandmasters to go live later on. But anyways, like I said, Elemental Shards is a game changer. With this mod, Stasis Shards start to count as Stasis Elemental Wells for you. Does not apply to Crucible, Trials, or Iron Banners. This is going to be PvE exclusive. But it is a huge change. It means basically any enemy that you freeze and create a Stasis Shard from is gonna give you Elemental Wells. Meaning you no longer have to really use stuff like Elemental Armaments in order to give yourself Stasis Empowerment. With this, you're going to want to run an aspect that allows you to generate Stasis Shards. For Warlocks, this is going to be the Glacial Harvest aspect. With this, freezing targets will create Stasis Shards around the frozen targets. Higher tier combatants are going to create more shards for you to collect. There is a little bit of a cooldown. It's like 5 seconds in between generating, I think, more than 2 shards. But you'll be getting plenty of these things as you're just playing around with Ager's Scepter. Now, as for the fragments, not too much has changed here. We're still rocking Whisper of Fissures, Whisper of Shards, and Whisper of Bonds, but we've added in Whisper of Conductions. This is really more your own personal choice. You can toss in Whisper of Rhyme here for the additional overshield every time you pick up a shard, so you're going to be getting a ton of those. But with Whisper of Conduction, it makes it so those shards track to your position. Again, in higher level content where you may not want to stand directly next to some of the stronger enemies out there, it makes it a little bit easier, and it gives you a little bit of a stat boost. But I've had a lot of luck running both Conduction and Whisper of Rhyme. Now in terms of armor mods, we've got a couple of changes as well. You're still going to want to run Explosive Wellmaker for the combination with Whisper of Fissures. Again, every time you freeze and then detonate those targets are going to be spawning Solar Elemental Wells. Font of Might is going to be another must-have on a build like this, and so Stasis Shards, if you're running a Stasis subclass, you're going to be able to get yourself an instant, I think it's like 20% damage boost on the Ager's Scepter just by getting Ager's Scepter kills and collecting those Stasis Shards. Out of that, we've still got the Mantle of Battle Harmony as our exotic chess piece. This is going to make it so that we generate more super as we're getting kills with the Ager's Scepter. And it'll even give you a damage buff when your super caps out. Plus, we're rocking Well of Ordnance on there so that every time you're picking up those solar elemental wells that are being generated by the Explosive Wellmaker perk, you're going to get more grenade energy back. Then we get a bit more freestyle when it comes to the next perk. You can either rock Font of Wisdom or Well of Potency if you've got it unlocked on your artifact. Well of Potency is one of the final unlocks you can get on the artifact this season. And the way it works is picking up a matching elemental well will grant you super energy. So if you're running a stasis subclass with the Elemental Shards mod on, every time you pick up a stasis shard, that's going to count as an elemental well. It's going to give you even more super energy back. If you don't have this mod unlocked, then run with Font of Wisdom, where picking up an elemental well that matches your subclass energy type will grant you a temporary significant increase in your intellect, improving the recharge rate of your super anyway. Then finally, of course, we've got Elemental Shards so that all of those stasis shards we're generating will count as stasis-based elemental wells. And with a quick setup like this, you're going to be getting plenty of ability and super energy as you're just playing the game. You can even further this build by using stuff like Utility Kickstart. If you're somebody who wants to play more around with Frost Pulse, you can go and swap that up in the Shadebinder subscreen. And then run 2 stacks of Utility Kickstart on a stasis-based Warlock Bond, as well as 2 stacks of Dynamo on a Void Helmet, and basically every time you drop your Rift, you'll be freezing everything around you, generating tons of stasis shards, and getting a huge chunk of super energy and well energy back. Or if you're more of a grenade-focused person, you're someone who really likes Bleak Watcher, you can leave that on, you can throw on a Whisper of Torment to get more grenade energy back, you can run a couple of hits of Innervation plus grenade kickstart and have basically 25% of your grenade energy refunded every time you use your grenade. There are so many different builds you can make with stasis right now, and they're all a lot of fun. But this is one that I have been using for the past day or so, and man, in the right scenarios with the elemental shards on, you can keep the Ager Scepter's improved will given form mode up for minutes at a time. There was one time where I was just surrounded by enemies. I was just seeing how long I could keep the supercharged beam with Ager Scepter live. The secondary firing mode, I went about 5 minutes before I finally ran out of ammo and ran out of super energy, because all these stasis shards, all of these abilities giving you your super energy back is gonna allow you to use that improved beam for a much longer period of time. In some content I was running the other day, I was actually able to outpace the rate at which Ager Scepter was draining my super by restoring that super energy, just getting frozen kills everywhere. This gun is fantastic. Elemental Shards makes it even better with a lot of the stasis builds out there, and I definitely recommend it to any of you Guardians. But alright, just wanted to do a quick update on what I'm playing with right now. I'm having so much fun with the Ager Scepter. If you haven't picked it up yet, I would definitely recommend getting it and then going for the catalyst, which can be earned by playing in astral alignment and opening up one of the chests at the end. That's it for this one, Guardians. If you got any more stasis builds, be sure to share them down in the comment section below. I'm loving what I'm seeing with some of the stasis, hunter, warlock, and titan builds out there, and I'd love to see some more. But if you enjoyed, feel free to drop a like, make sure you subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest stuff we're putting out. I'm out for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.